I'm going live.
Sweet.
10 seconds, and station audio.
Security is national security.
Illegal alien encounters are down 87%.
Talk Radio 90.5 and 850 WTAR.
WNIS News Time 6:06. The National Weather Service calling for mostly cloudy skies this evening, low around 62. Mostly sunny for tomorrow with a high near 83. Clear skies for Tuesday night, dropping to a low around 67. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms expected for Wednesday, mainly for the afternoon. Partly sunny throughout the day with a high near 86. Currently 75 on the south side, 74 on the peninsula, and 74 in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. It's now time for Ask the Expert with Dr. Adam Hogan of Full Implant Choice here on News Talk 790 WNIS.
When you're smiling.
Oh, yeah. Welcome, everybody. So glad to have you here on Ask the Expert once again here on News Talk 790 WNIS and online at 790WNIS.com or our app. That's what it was, 790 WNIS app. But here for this hour, we're talking Ask the Expert with our guest this hour, Dr. Adam Hogan from Full Implant Choice, talking all about dental implants and that life-changing decision that can take you away from those horrible dentures or the feeling of having missing teeth. Dr. Hogan can help you out there, and we'll talk to Dr. Hogan throughout the hour, and maybe you too if you have a question. We'll open up the phone lines too. But Dr. Hogan, how's it going there, boss? How are you feeling?
Hey, Damien. I'm doing great today. Woke up Monday morning, happy and alive, with a couple of kids in the house, happy and doing great. So what more can I ask for? How about you?
Yeah, there you go. No complaints. I mean, I love this time of the season. It's a little cooler outside. It's not horrible doing outside activities. So, I'm grins from ear to ear right now. But I know a lot of people aren't ear to ear grins right now. And heading into the cooler months in the holiday season, it's a time again where we meet with family just coming up. I know I don't want to put a damper on anybody's parade or, bring clouds to their sunshine on this beautiful day. But just around the corner is the holiday season. It'll be here before you know it. Can you believe that? I mean, we're looking at October already.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. October 1st we got another week left. Is that right?
Yeah. Next Wednesday is October 1st. It's
wow. You know what? I should have thought about it because I was in the grocery store Saturday morning and I pulled out they had the apple cider out and the caramel dip and the apples, and I got all that for the house, and we were just loving fall already. It was great.
Yeah. I wish pumpkin spice things were all year round, but I guess that's a topic for another day. But yeah, no, I can get into the change of seasons. It feels like the older that I get, the more I look forward to the winter time, where it was the opposite when I was younger. But something to look forward to is we're always talking dental implants here on the show, and meeting with family with some needs, and the fact that people gift the gift of a smile to a loved one. Quite often, it's not a super duper rare thing for anybody out there thinking that their loved one could use the benefit of some teeth. And not to get into a real off the topic discussion, but I was having the discussion more than once within the past month of somebody or a couple of different people who are getting older in age and finally stepping up to the thought of giving their loved ones the money that they're going to inherit anyway while they're alive and can enjoy it, and they can see that enjoyment. They can see that love on their face. They can see the improvement in their life. And I can see where dental implants would be a great place where somebody can share a real gift and not necessarily, I hate to say gifted in their estate when they pass, but a lot of times that happens and then somebody doesn't get to see the benefits of their contribution to their family and to their loved ones in that sort of financial, is gifting the gift of a smile. How often do you do that? And what's typically the case? Who gives who the smile?
Yeah, I guess we're coming up on that season with, giving to others, who need or who are less fortunate. We see people at Full Implant Choice here. We see people getting help to get new smiles all the time, really. Monthly, a few times a month to be sure. And it really doesn't have to be the holidays. We see all year round. I mean, I see kids getting help from their parents. I see parents getting help from their children. Uh, I mean, it's quite a common story to have kids who just need a second chance. You know, they kind of had a slow start, and maybe they've had a rocky bottom. You know, maybe they're one of my favorite patients, those who are sober now and living a new life, and they just need a new smile, and the parents are helping them get that step up, to get their life going, to accelerate their career, to accelerate their personal life. And maybe sometimes it's the other way, where we've got parents who have worked hard their whole lives for their children to grow up and go to college and get good jobs, and then it's their children are sitting with jobs and incomes where they can afford to help their parents, and they see their parents struggling. So we see that love and that help going both ways year round. But yeah, more to your question, Damien. In the holiday season, for sure, there's always several people that go, I'm gifting for the holiday. I'm gifting my dad a new smile. I'm gifting my daughter a new smile. We definitely hear that at the holidays. But yeah, for sure. And it's great. I love seeing families help each other out.
Yeah, that's pretty special. And I guess the show's gift, actually, it's Dr. Hogan's gift. WNIS really can't take much credit in this one, but I was going to say the gift of this show, thanks to Dr. Hogan and the staff at Full Implant Choice, is a free consultation for everybody that's listening to the show, and that extends to your loved ones. If you can bring in your son or daughter or parent or loved one or whoever it is that you care about that really needs this, you can get that free consultation taken care of for free. It's all you got to do is call and tell them that you heard this WNIS show and that it's time to find out what your options are. So no cost, no obligation, but it's education for you, and you'll get some amazing scans. And tell us about it, Dr. Hogan, for the person that's been on the fence and that's been waiting. What does that first consultation look like? It's been a while since we've actually talked about what it means when you call Full Implant Choice, and we're talking and you have that consultation. Who calls first off? Who do you typically have for that consultation?
The type of patient that's calling for the consult, is that what you're asking, Damien?
Yeah, age and
Sure. I mean, there really is no person excluded for consultation, but back up. We got in talking about the seasons and outdoor activities and whatnot, and we've been on the radio for a long time. But for those just joining us, Full Implant Choice, we're able to give you a brand new smile on dental implants in just one day, and I'd say the region's premier family-owned office for doing this. And we have a lot of people calling us, Damien. Probably your top three types of people are people who are wearing dentures and partial dentures. And there's no love lost in wearing a partial. Nobody wants to have their teeth pulled out of their mouth multiple times a day and laying on the counter at night. So one, people who are wearing dentures and partial dentures. Two, people that have been told or they fear that they're probably going to lose the remainder of their teeth soon, and they're afraid. They don't want to wear dentures. Is there anything else they can do? But these people, a lot of times they have bad teeth, might be decay, might be gum disease, but they know that they're probably going to lose their teeth soon. And then the third category is typically people that really just dislike their smile and they want a fresh start, and they don't want to spend many, many days and months in a dental chair trying to do it on what they've got left, and they're ready for a fresh start. So denture patients, people who are afraid they're going to wear dentures, and people who don't like their smiles. And then as far as age goes, half of our patients are probably between the age of 55 and 75. Okay, but the other half, they span from late 20s to 90 years old. And I'm seeing a lot of younger patients come in that need a fresh start. Late 20s, mid 30s. I'm seeing a lot of that, even 40. But so I mean, really, I think, Damien, we're speaking to your entire listener audience.
Yeah, no, and some, and forgive me for that. I forgot you were live streaming as well, because we've been doing this Ask the Expert show on WNIS for 6 or 7 years now. It feels like, and I know that you've reached. You've changed the lives of probably hundreds of our WNIS listeners at this point with dental implants, and I'm glad you broke it down like that. And we'll talk about it. Denture sufferers, people that are gonna, they plan to lose all their teeth soon anyway, and need a real option, and then people that don't love their smile. We'll talk about all of that, and again, get you set up with your free consultation to start that new you today. Call 629-4259. That's 629-4259. Dr. Hogan, how long have you been doing dental implants, first off, and how have you grown the business into what is now the premier in the, pretty much on the East Coast, absolutely the Mid-Atlantic region, the premier dental implant institute, and family run, and all of that under one roof? How long have you been doing this, and how have you grown the business in this direction?
Well, I've been working with dental implants and new smiles for 22, 23 years now. And I started out here with Truman Baxter, my mentor here on Pleasure House Road. Truman gave me a lot of experience and a lot of education, because he's one of the probably founding fathers in this country who did dental implants. First top 50, top 75 dentists in the whole country, back in the late 60s and early 70s. So I started out in dental implants with the right people, with the right mentor. And then I was doing dental implants all along. And about 10 years ago, we decided to do a lot more full mouth smiles on dental implants and same day teeth. And we basically grew our dental practice into an office that really just does dental implants. That's it. So we thought, if you're going to be good at something, you should focus in it. And if you're going to be efficient in it, certainly you should focus in it. So when you come in here, you don't see a whole lot of you don't see kids running around and, families waiting to get their annual checkups. You don't see any of that. You don't see people doing root canals and getting orthodontics. You don't see any of that at all. You just see people that need to get fresh new smiles. And that's all we do day in, day out, is brand new smiles. My last consultation just asked me, how many new smiles have you given to people? How many patients have you given to patients since you started? And Damien, I'm not counting. We're going at 2,000 procedures now, and well over 10 or 12,000 dental implants. So 2,000 people getting brand new smiles from us here, from our little office here on Pleasure House Road in Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's something that I'm quite proud of, and I couldn't do without the team. We'll talk more about that later. But the team, the training, the technology, it's simply phenomenal. And Damien, my last consultation, you asked me that question. He looked around the room and he saw a bunch of pictures of old patients. You know what he asked me? Do you have any idea? He saw my pictures on the wall. Do you know what he asked me?
No, what did he ask you?
He said, "Are these your patients? Are they your patients?"
Oh, wow.
Their offices. He actually has had 5 consultations. Out of the 5 consultations he's had before us, none of the pictures were actually patients treated in those offices. None of them.
Sure.
Now, he knows that 2 of them weren't, because he saw the same pictures in both offices. And he took pictures and he showed me. So both offices said those are their patients. And he has pictures of them, and they are the same pictures. And they're pictures you buy online. And I know that service is out there. I remember receiving emails that say, hey, you can buy these patient pictures for patient education, and you can say they're yours. I never did that. I never ever did that. But he literally busted 2 local offices, and another office he was at, the doctor told him that they were his pictures, but he asked an assistant, and the assistant said no. So it's something that I'm quite proud of with our close to 2,000 people here. When you go on our website, those are our patients. on our website. Real live people that have been treated here. And the people that hang on these walls here, they're after pictures. These are real live people that have been treated here.
Sorry, now does that same thing fall true for the people on the bill? I've seen the billboards and the advertisements at the Norfolk International Airport while I'm walking through. Are those your patients too?
The billboards at the airport, yes, absolutely. And they were all posted with special permission, the billboards at the airport. We wanted to show people just living life with their new smiles, because because all those photos, they're not like your typical before and after pictures at the airport. They're just people doing regular stuff. And the point of it is that those people would tell you that before they had a brand new smile, they wouldn't be doing those things, or they wouldn't certainly be doing them as happily. So that's important. We do have a billboard on Shore Drive. I didn't even have anything to do with putting that up. That's a big giant billboard over the road on Shore Drive. Those are not our patients. That's just an advertisement. So there's the one. That's the one that's not.
Hit the dumb button. Let's get rid of that. We can rewind that. Don't say that. It never happened. I'm kidding.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I got surprised with my team. They said, "We got you a billboard on Shore Drive." I saw it. I love it. But when I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, we need to get one of our patients up there. That's what we need to get next." Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. And again, for everybody listening, you can see it again on the website, fullimplantchoice.com, as well as all the social medias, the Facebook, the Instagram, YouTube, see some before and after videos, testimonials of those people as well, where they, when you hand those people the mirror and they see those smiles, those beautiful smiles for the first time. We've talked about it plenty of times on this show. It's a genuine reaction from all of them, and it's pretty special to see. You don't see it in your day-to-day life for most of us, but I imagine Dr. Hogan, with like what you said, with more than 2,000 smiles delivered right there under one roof at Full Implant Choice in Virginia Beach, you probably get to see that reaction quite often. And what is that reaction if somebody were to ask you when they get those new teeth and they see them for the first time? Well, reactions are individual for different people, and they're very specific and very unpredictable. There's a good number of people that they just like to smile and nod, but they're overwhelmed, and they'll tell me later. They'll say, "Sorry, when I saw my teeth, I didn't know what to do. When I got home, I cried. And I didn't want you to think I didn't appreciate it." It can be all the way from that to the other extreme of, the tears in the chair that are just uncontrollable, be the tears of elation and joy. And so everybody reacts to it in their own private way, unique way. But one thing that's unanimous, no matter how they react right when they first see their new smile or their new face, is they all love it. They all just can't believe that it was possible in such a short amount of time. And, I'm just overwhelmed with elation and joy when that's why we do it, because people like how they look. I'm gonna give another lecture presentation to a bunch of dentists in DC next Friday, and I was going through my slides and thinking about what I wanted to tell them and putting this all together, because I do a little different presentation for different groups. And I came across my phrase that I like to say, sometimes you heard me say, that this is 1,000 hours of psychotherapy done in one day.
Sure.
8 hours, you love yourself. Done. Boom, done. You don't have to get on the couch, talk to Sigmund Freud about mom and dad and no. 8 hours, 1,000 hours of psychotherapy in one day. Feel great about yourself. Period. Done. End of story.
Yeah, pretty amazing. In one day, the way that people walk out with smiles that they haven't had in decades. Maybe most of their life, really life changing. It's truly one of the few things that you can do, and really have such a big reaction through your life. And if anybody listening has a question, feel free to join us this hour. We'd love to hear from you with your questions, your input, your worries, and we'll talk about it. You don't have to give us your real name if you don't want to. Don't worry about being shy. We just would love to hear from you. 627-7979. You can join us there, or you can always just get a consultation scheduled at Full Implant Choice in Virginia Beach. Call 757-629-4259. That's 629-4259. And always fullimplantchoice.com. We've only got about 4 minutes here until our news break, and then we'll be here until the end of this hour if you do have a question. Again, 627-7979. But Dr. Hogan, you mentioned 3 T's, and maybe we should talk about them more on the other side of the break, but you mentioned the 3 big T's of making this happen. So I wrote them down. You mentioned team, training, and technology. The 3 things that you kind of contribute to being where you are now, with more than 2,000 smiles delivered and really a world-renowned reputation when it comes to delivering quality smiles and teaching other doctors how to do this procedure and have such a success for their patients when it comes to long-term dental implants.
Right.
And fixing everybody else's revisions, fixing a lot of them. But tell me about that team, training, and technology. How would you rank them in orders of performance and importance?
Yeah, it's interesting that you picked up on that, because I don't recall saying that, but I don't doubt I did, because I think I say something like that all the time when I speak on this. Your team, the training you get, and the technology. There is no one that's more important than the other. You cannot be a premier office offering superior results, just the best results that you can possibly imagine, unless you have all 3. You can't just, the team, by the way, the first most important thing, the team. Our people, highly trained, highly compassionate, love their jobs. I can't do anything without our team, okay? Because I could have the most expensive technology in the world, and if I don't have good people to implement it and put it in use and iterate on it and revise it and make it work, it doesn't matter how big your checkbook is. It doesn't matter, because you need the team to use the technology. And technology is important because you can get better, longer-lasting results with good technology. Just everybody knows that when a precision automobile is put together well, it's going to run longer. It's going to last better. It's going to look better for more miles. And the same is true for your teeth. Technology means precision, which means prognosis. It's going to last. So you got your team, your technology, and then lastly, your training. You got to know how to implement it. You got to know how to use it. And I think that one area that a lot of offices are missing is in their training. Everybody thinks that any dentist can do this work, and legally they can. Everybody can do this work. But a very small percentage of us have really put in the effort and the time to properly train, and then even fewer have the many years of experience to keep on relearning and retraining and to really learn what works. Now I've kind of moved into another area of my life, not just from training and education, but into taking education, but now into teaching education. And that is the ultimate form of training and learning, is when I am on the spot, from the bench, from the pulpit. I've got to teach other doctors how to do it. That's where I really get tested and trained every day when I'm teaching how to do this. I have to relearn it every single time and justify why I'm doing everything that I'm doing, so that other doctors can have that same experience. So that's that last part of that training. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, we're going to get cut off by a quick Fox News break. We'll be right back here on News Talk 790 with more from Full Implant Choice right after these words.
Fox News on Tom Graham. President Trump says the use of Tylenol or acetaminophen.
On the commercial.
Cool.
Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you, Mike.
I'm still.
Okay, we are now back in 6 minutes. I can make that 4. I can make that 5. Or I can stretch that out. What are we trying to do?
6 is fine, man. You're good.
We're good, Mike. Whatever.
I didn't copy.
I'll chat with you.
All right. That was Mike Fitzgerald over at WNIS. He's producing the show right now. Thanks, Damien. I see your comments. Appreciate you, buddy. So we are live streaming on various social media platforms, whatever our team is set up here for. I know at least YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I hope you're watching, and it'll be recorded. You might want to tune in later. Sorry, reading the messages. When we come back, I was going to talk more about these consultations and how we differ from other offices, because I hear the differences all the time. But our last consultation of the day, I was done. I always spend a lot of time with my consultations, but it was the last thing that I did today was a sit-in with this particular gentleman, and we got to know each other pretty well and talk quite a bit. We talked about his childhood and how he came to losing most of his teeth and what he wanted us to do for him. But after he felt pretty good, hang on, let me answer this question. You tell me, just interrupt me. Okay. Mike wants to know when we're coming back. I was like, whenever your commercial's done, just let me know. So anyway, we talked probably 40, 45 minutes, and I was getting ready to leave the room, and that's when he opened up on the 5 consultations that he had been to and the different things that he had seen and how we were different than all the other offices. So I'm going to talk more about that when we get back on AM radio with Damien on WNIS. But some things that have come up in the last week. Let me tell you about one of you guys. One of my patients from last week, one of my new friends. He said that he had been listening to our show here for Full Implant Choice here on WNIS. He had been listening for years. And when he heard me tell my story about how I got into dentistry and how divine intervention and how God played a role in that, that's when he decided to truly come and let us help him out. And so, yeah, so we helped out him last week. We helped out another gentleman by the same name. He also heard us on the radio. He's one of you guys. Veteran, strong veteran. Excuse me, let me get that light. Strong veteran. Big, strong man. Huge man. And he does not like being in the dentistry. It does not like being in the dental chair.
1 minute.
He needed a lot of dental work. And he knew that there was no way he was ever going to get in and get it done. And let's face it, there's a reality for some people. Even though I tried to prod him and tell him, hey, you can get, your remainder of your teeth. Something probably can be done for them. He just looked at me stone cold like, not going to do it. I'm not ever going to do it. The only way I'm going to fix this mouth is if you can put me to sleep. And so we did. So we got him back to sleep. Okay. So we did a brand new smile for him as well. So there's 2 of you radio listeners that we helped out last week.
Take on the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Day. Winner will be announced October 29th. Don't miss out. Come see Roof Max.
What do you want to talk about?
For your home and your holidays.
What you've seen this week.
News Talk 790 WNIS.
All right, all right. Welcome back, everybody. Glad to have you here for the second half of this Ask the Expert show. I'm Damian Hall and happy to be here once again with Dr. Adam Hogan from Full Implant Choice in Virginia Beach. Family owned and operated and doing more than 2,000 plus full smiles across Hampton Roads and beyond. That's Full Implant Choice in Virginia Beach. And if you have a question, you can call in or you can call and text it in. You'll have to call and then tell the call screener, Fantastic Mike, and then he'll write it up for you. But long story short, get your questions in. We'd love to hear from you at 627-7979, or you can always get a consultation scheduled. Just do it now. Do it now so you can get on the books before the end of the year and celebrate 2026. Believe it or not, already here. Celebrated in style, full of smiles from Full Implant Choice. Call 629-4259, 629-4259. Dr. Hogan, glad to have you back here for the show. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. I was keeping the live stream going while you guys were on a break.
Yeah. No, awesome. And people listening can watch Dr. Hogan. They're online too, and Facebook, on Instagram as well. All of those live feeds, you can participate that way too. But so, Dr. Hogan, what have you seen for the past week or so? What, any new cases? Anything interesting?
Yeah, it was. I guess your radio listeners maybe did. I thought I was talking on the radio online. I get so confused. I was telling everyone in the live stream, I should have been talking to your radio listeners, that a couple of the patients that I saw last week came to us from via the radio, from your fellow listeners. And one of them said he had been listening to me for probably 4 or 5 years. And I think recently, maybe a few months ago, you and I did a episode about my history, my past, and what got me into dentistry. And I was talking to you about how it was sort of divine intervention, and God sort of pushed me in this direction. I just kind of humbly accepted and went this way because I heard that, I kind of heard that calling, so to speak, and realized what I was supposed to do. And then he said that's what finally got him in here. His daughter works for a church group up on the peninsula, and he said, I thought I'd come and meet you, and he was not disappointed by what he found here, with the spirit and the way things feel around here. And then another gentleman, younger, much more like my age, super young. Those that are watching the live stream can tell, super young. He is one of our beloved battle-hardened veterans, and he's a tough man. But a tough man who will never sit foot in another dental chair. Needed a lot of dental work. And even though I pointed out to him a couple of times that he could probably save his teeth, he just stared at me and with a look like, you're out of your mind. I'm not ever sitting in a dental chair unless you put me to sleep. So we realized what had to be done. He needed a lot of work, and he needed to get those teeth out of there. And so we put him to sleep last week, and we did the job, and he looks great.
Nice. How often do you have people that need sedation dentistry?
Well, I mean, I find it to be, certainly a nice to have 100% of the time, but most people don't look forward to, this kind of thing. It's not like what they want to do with their day. I can't imagine doing this kind of dentistry without being asleep. I don't think it's safe. Let me talk on that for a second. I know that there are some beginner offices that are trying to do a full mouth of implants without being at all sedated. And I think that is, in my opinion, I think that's traumatizing for everybody, for the patient. I mean, who wants to sit through many hours of work awake? I think it's traumatizing for the staff. I think I tried to do it 2010, 12, I tried to do it a few times. No way. It's painful for everybody involved. But the other type of sedation, the IV sedation, that a lot of people are, I'd say, is more than norm in this country. I find it to be unsafe, in my opinion. I find it to be unsafe. You don't have total control over the patient and their safety and their airway. There's things that you can't control. and it's just too hard to do. And I spent several years trying to do it that way, and it's not something that I think is appropriate for this kind of a procedure. We're talking about rebuilding your teeth and your jaws, and it's something that is very predictable to do with very little discomfort, by the way, and it's very efficient when you're asleep, and it's very safe when you're asleep. And we can get it done, and we can proceed and move sort of rapidly or, safely but quickly and get things done, and we can make sure that you have, safety the whole time. That your airway's protected the whole time. You don't move at all. You're breathing on your own, but you're asleep. And it's the only way that I would go to have this done. So, that's one of the major differences at full implant choice that people are really unaware of, take for granted. That they don't know that over at this office you're going to be wide awake, and over at that office they're going to do IV sedation. And in my opinion, it's not the safest, most efficient way to do this. And I say my opinion just to kind of absolve myself of the liability of people who want to get nasty out there for other professionals. But I will tell you that doctors like me who do full mouth reconstruction on a daily basis across this country, I think it would be in 99.9% of their opinions. So, when they're routinely doing this kind of work, it can be major work, and it goes much better when people are asleep like they are at full implant choice.
Oh, no, well said. And the reasons behind it all really make sense. And if you have a question, you can feel free to join us, or you can just join Dr. Hogan on the website, fullimplantchoice.com, on all the social medias, where he's actually live streaming this conversation right now. So you can go there and check it out, or talk to him and meet him yourself at Full Implant Choice in Virginia Beach. Now, Dr. Hogan, towards the beginning of the show, I asked, and we kind of we went around it because we kind of built to this point. What is it like when somebody calls 629-4259 and they finally build up the courage? Because as we know, it takes years before most people finally make the call. They suffer with dentures, or they suffer with those lost teeth, or knowing that they're going to be losing all of their teeth soon, or hating their smile and the way that it doesn't fit them. Tell me about it. When you call that number, what happens, and how long of a time frame are we talking? What happens when you call Full Implant Choice?
Great question. So first of all, it's a no obligation, no cost consultation. And so there's really no expectations. All right. No obligations. You call Full Implant Choice, you're going to talk to a member of our team. Our team, Full Implant Choice's team, not somebody in the Philippines or in India or, Timbuktu. You're going to talk to somebody at Full Implant Choice. And if you don't, leave a message. We'll call you back. We're family owned. Okay. We're going to get back to you. Trust me, we're going to get you in. We want to get you in the next couple of days. We want to find out what's bothering you, what we can do for you. What do you want to have done? I want to find out if I'm a match for you and you're a match for me, if we're going to get along. We're going to take a little CBCT scan so I can see the bones and the jaws and the teeth. And then we're just going to have a talk, just a dialogue. We just want to have a conversation. And that's it. And there's no obligation. We can tell you if we can treat you, if we can help you. We can tell you what it's going to cost. We can tell you what it's going to cost all the way through. We're not one of those offices that's going to give you half the fee now, make you think you're paying for full price, and then halfway through try to ask for more money. And those offices are very prevalent. They're out there. There's a lot of them, and I don't think it's fair. When you come in, we're going to give you a complete estimate what it's going to cost, and that's it. You're going to sit down with us. You know what really blew me away? I told you, Damien, earlier, that consultation that I had that saw 5 other offices. We were his 5th office. Excuse me. I think he saw 4 other offices. So 5. He has 1 more to go. I can't remember. It's 5, 4, 5. He has 1 more. He wanted to go to 1 more, but he said he might cancel that appointment. But I took this for granted. He told me there was a lot of differences between us and the other 4 or 5 offices he saw. You know what? You know what the first thing he said to me, Damien?
What's that?
He talked to me, the doctor. Talking to the
Yeah.
doctor. What do you think he said?
About how different you guys were than everybody else?
Yeah.
Is it the Steve?
Well, that too. But he said to the doctor, "You're the first doctor who sat down with me and spent this much time with me." Yeah. He said 3 of the other offices, he never met the doctor. And
What?
never met the doctor.
Ah.
And all 3 of them, I'm going to tell you right now, are corporate owned. Okay. So the other office he went to is a family owned establishment, and the doctor popped in for just a minute, reviewed the treatment plan with the assistant, looked over, said hi, and said, so-and-so is going to answer all your questions, and walked away.
What?
Yep.
That's disappointing.
But I hear it's common. I hear that all the time. And when I teach my classes on dental implants and I talk about consultations, I tell my student doctors, I say, I would never want to treat somebody I haven't met. I can't imagine like showing up on surgery morning with, "Hi, what's your name? I'm about to do this major procedure on your face."
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't imagine working that way. Plus, why would I want to treat anybody that I don't like or that they don't like me or trust me? Like I told this guy, I said, "Look, you're going to go to 6 offices. Choose the people you trust, and if you don't trust anybody, don't get it done. You need to like somebody. That's the person you trust." I mean, why would I want to work on somebody I haven't talked to? And then the third thing, I tell them a lot of things, but the third thing that comes to mind is I tell my students is you don't want, an employee of yours making the diagnosis and deciding the treatment. You're the doctor. What if it's something you don't agree with, you don't want to do, or you can't do because you haven't been properly trained? Because actually, I'm holding a list of a local corporate office, and I chat GPT'd some things. We could talk about AI and finding your doctor in a moment. But there's a lot of complaints at a corporate office because a salesperson sells the case to somebody who never met a doctor, and they take a deposit, and then later they decide they can't do the treatment. The doctor there isn't able to do it or whatever reason, and the people can't get their deposits back for months and months and months. They can't get anyone to return their calls. And that's one of the top complaints of this corporate center.
Yeah, what a ripoff. Frankly speaking, and that's Damien saying it, not Dr. Hogan, but yeah, no, it seems more and more as the day goes on, you having a family-owned and operated business is really a rarity among just all businesses in general, not just dental implants. I mean, I think you might be a unicorn in that sense, as far as I know.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I was, but maybe it's becoming more rare, and certainly by the time that I retire, it's going to be extremely rare. I never intend to sell the corporate office. I don't think I could work for anybody else, and I don't think I could work for a bunch of business people telling me where I need to save money and cut patient care. And we've seen this kind of thing happen in medicine. My good friends next door at the medical office that built the office next door, Clancy, he told us that, about when they sold the corporate, that they came in and said, "You're taking too long with your patients. You need to cut your appointments down to 15 minutes. And then it was 12, and then it was 10, and then it was 6. I can't imagine. I'm never going to live in that kind of a world where somebody says, "Hey, use this cheaper implant. The company needs to save money. Hey, don't put in 6 implants on everybody. Do 4. The company needs to save money." Or they come in and they say, "Hey, you need to fire so-and-so because they're just making too much money and we need to save money." I can't imagine doing that. And I was told by a company, I've been told by multiple people, that roughly half of our offices in Hampton Roads, doctors' dental offices, are now corporate owned. Even if they have a name up there that says, Joe Smith's dental office. It might be owned by somebody else, and I can't imagine ever working in that kind of a world.
Sure. No. And again, it's a special thing when you find it, when you find family owned and operated that gets to make the decisions that are best for you, not just the corporation's bottom dollar, especially in today's world. Look it up yourself or get your consultation scheduled. We'll give out the phone number before the end of the show. It's Full Implant Choice in Virginia Beach. So grab a pen and paper. We're rounding the end of the show in just about 4 minutes or so. But Dr. Hogan, you mentioned AI, and we're all, if you haven't started using it in some facet, you might want to, because it's going to be, it's likely going to be all over, every part of our lives here in just a couple of years. But very interesting, the use of AI when it, you use it for useful purposes. What have you found when it comes to searching for a doctor with the help of AI?
Well, I just kind of I did this just before the show, because that last consultation told me all these things about these offices. So, I like to use AI. I think it's brilliant. I think there's a lot of great uses for it. And if nothing else, just learning about a topic. It's a great encyclopedia. And what AI does, we know it scrubs databases, it scrubs the internet looking for information. And he had some things to say about particular offices, and I went in and I searched about those particular offices. And especially one of the corporate groups he talked about where he had a really bad experience. And when I just kind of searched, tell me some of the problems or complaints or complications had at this corporate group, man, the page just kept streaming and streaming and streaming and streaming and streaming. It was unbelievable. And then it outlined them all. I asked then, tell me about Full Implant Choice. I was like, I was kind of scared. I was like, how about Full Implant Choice? Complaints, complications, things like that. And it was like, oh, well, there was this review once. It took a while too. It took a while. Like when I was on the other corporate page, it just streamed and streamed pages. It took a while. Like it was thinking.
Wow.
It was thinking. And like 10, 20 seconds later, it comes up with, I found a review online that said somebody was having some pain after a procedure, but pain can be expected, blah, blah, blah. And then it said, I found a video of someone describing the procedure, but I can't tell if they were happy or sad or neutral about it. That was it. Like, it was a couple of things. I was like, so if you don't take my word for it, go online. I've been saying this forever, Damien. You should always vet the doctors and the offices before you agree to treatment. You should check their records, see if their history is real, their biography, are their experiences real, is their education for real? Did they really go to that school? Have they really worked this long? Now it's like, just go into AI and ask. Into AI and ask before you sign up for treatment. Go into the AI and ask. My patient, my name is this, and I'm going to get all my teeth extracted and implants put in, and I'm going to do it over at this office. Is this a good idea? Good or bad?
That's right. And we're quickly running out of time, but do that and then schedule a consultation at Full Implant Choice with Dr. Adam Hogan. Call 757-629-4259 or online at fullimplantchoice.com. We're out of time. Dr. Hogan, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Damien.
The preceding program was sponsored and paid for by Hogan DTS, who's entirely responsible for its content. Experience elegance under the stars at the...
All right, guys, we are off the air with WNIS AM 790. What did we talk about today? We talked about a couple of patients that we had last week. We had more than a couple, but I just talked about a couple. We talked about demographics. We talked about who needs this treatment. If you're wearing a denture, if you're afraid you're going to wear a denture, if you hate your teeth. We talked about coming in to Full Implant Choice for a no obligation consultation where we're just going to talk to you, have a dialogue, have a conversation, and find out if we can help you and if you want us to help you. That's the primary objective of it. That's it. And we're not going to sign you up unless you want to. And Full Implant Choice prides ourselves in giving the full fee. We give the full fee. There's no hidden fees. There's no, extras later. We give you the full fee. And we only do the best work. We never offer some cheaper teeth, that are going to probably break just to kind of get you in. We don't do all that junk. We just kind of do good work. We talked about corporate versus family owned. We talked about being sedated, asleep sedated, not twilight twitchy sedated, but asleep sedated, and how much better that is for you and how much safer that is for you. And I talked about vetting your doctors and use AI, use Grok, use OpenAI, use something where you say, hey, I'm thinking about having this done with Dr. Hogan at Full Implant Choice. What's the good and the bad that you can tell me? And, vet the doctor from there and check it out. Because I know that I put out our record up against anybody as far as satisfaction and happiness of patients and safety. We're doing a great job. And to that, I'll leave you with this. I owe that satisfaction to our team. Our people here who care and love our patients, legitimately love our patients. They have empathy and compassion for our patients, and they work with the best technology, and they're highly trained and very, very professional. So kudos to my friends, our team here at Full Implant Choice. That's it. If you guys want to give us a call, look us up online on the web. You're already on the web, so you can find us easily on the Google and on the internet. And we look forward to seeing you soon. All right. Peace out. Have a good night.